Now, I've been a horrible wife because I was supposed to make this quilt 6 years ago. And since we've been cleaning out the closets, packing things up, and organizing everything, I found these layer cakes and felt pretty bad about it and thought I needed to make this quilt now. And just in time for the holidays, too. Now, although this video will be coming out after the holidays, I actually will be making this beforehand for my husband who loves and is in the training industry for airplanes. Now, this quilt is super simple to make, which is why I am pretty embarrassed that it has taken me so long, because all we're going to do is sew the layer cake squares together to make one gigantic quilt. And then afterwards, I'm going to cut a silhouette of an airplane out because there's airplanes all over this fabric, and I'm going to go ahead and applique it down randomly. Now, here's what my quilt looks like with all the layer cake squares sewn together. For reference, though, I did use 3 layer cakes, which makes a little bit of a larger queen size quilt, but not as big as a king. And that's fine for us because we love to actually bundle up with very extra large quilts here on the couch. Now, I went ahead and already printed out an airplane silhouette, and I'm going to take some fat quarters and iron it onto a heat and bond paper. Now that I have this huge fabric sticker basically, on the back side of it, which is the heat and bond side, I'm going to trace the airplane shape out as many times as I can fit. Then afterwards, I will use some fabric scissors and cut each airplane out. Now, this quilt, of course, is all about airplanes since my husband loves airplanes. But if you are using a layer cake that has, I don't know, flowers, maybe applique a similar flower onto the quilt. If it's a patriotic quilt, maybe add stars to it. Or if you have a layer cake with animals, applique the similar animal to it randomly. Now, this is all for a quick idea or a last minute gift, so hopefully this will give you an idea for a layer cake you might have lying around. But do not worry, I have made my husband multiple quilts throughout the years, and yes, although this one is super simple, he actually prefers the more simpler quilts. But back to today's video. Once all of your appliques are cut, which in this case are my airplanes, I am going to peel that heat and bond paper off the back and I'm going to iron them down within a square sporadically all around the entire quilt, and then I'm going to quilt it. And here is what it looks like all quilted. Now I went with an edge to edge pattern because he prefers edge to edge quilt pattern. He likes the engineering of how a robotics and a computer will manually quilt a pattern very accurately all across the quilt. But I will have a link for this edge to edge quilt pattern down below in the description. And I did scale the edge to edge quilt pattern down a lot smaller just to make it more dense. But I'm going to go ahead and bind it now so that way it will be ready for the holidays and so we can watch his new favorite movie, which is the Top Gun Maverick, while bundling up and keeping warm this crazy winter. But until then, I will see you all next time.